Good morning, good morning, good morning, sunshines. Good morning, everybody, and happy Friday evening. Hold on one second. I wanted to have, is it that one or this one? I don't want that one. I think I want, I think I want this one in the background. All right. I just wanted to have a little background music because today is going to be a little different. So, hello, hello, hello. My name is Organized Chaos. Welcome to my little channel. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Please subscribe, hit that like, and share. Help a girl get to 500 by 50. That's the goal. And I'm excited. We're getting closer and closer and closer. All right. It is still Women's History Month, all March. And so this evening, I am coming to you to talk about some phenomenal women. It started out with 14, and now I added two more. So we have 16 women that we are going to discuss today. I'm going to scooch myself into one of these little corners on this StreamYard screen, and then I'm going to share these pictures of these beautiful women. Before I do that, I would like to say hello to my big virtual sis, Saki Speaks. Hey, big sis. Hey. You guys, please go and subscribe to my girl, Foxy and Family. I call her the happiest channel on YouTube because she's just so nice and positive. Also, please go subscribe to my big sis, Saki Speaks. Also, I see you are a family, one of my moderators, and Bikini Body Challenge. If you would also like to hear a little cursey words and some trucking ASMR, go over there and give a shout out to my girl Evil on her channel. Well, hello, Eagles. How are you? I'm good. I'm excited that you're here. Thank you for being here. I haven't seen you in so long. I saw you and I can't even remember what chat it was the other day. But welcome and thank you for being here. I appreciate it. All right, I'm gonna get right into it because we're gonna be here for a good time, just not a long time. And I'm not definitely sure if I will be back tomorrow or Sunday. I got a really busy weekend. That's why I wanted to go tonight, and I got some things to do when I get out of here. So let's get the party started. So I am going to put the beautiful woman on the screen. Let me change my format. I think I want to be, nope, I don't want to be, well, I like it because that's bigger. I don't like that one. Nope, definitely not that one. Let's do that one. I just want to be smaller, but I guess that's the smallest I can get. All right, you guys. So we are going to learn about 15 phenomenal women for Women's History Month. The first woman that we are going to learn about is Alice Coachman. So we always learn a lot about, the Harriet Tubmans of the world and the Rosa Parks and, the normal. But I wanted to take us, into a little different path. So I found a really good article. Of course, I linked it in the description. I'm glad you're back too, Eagles. Welcome back. All right, so I've linked the article in the description that gave me the original 14 girls. And then one of the young ladies that I added, I linked her. And the last one, I will probably have to link it at the end of the video when I'm done. So we're going to talk about Alice Coachman, born in 1923 until 2014. Black excellence in sports is nothing new. Alice Coachman laid the foundation for Black women to dominate in track and field as the first Black woman to win an Olympic gold medal in 1948. Coachman bested her opponents in the high jump, an incredible feat considering she grew up in Albany, Georgia, where Black people couldn't access training facilities. Her rise to fame was during a time when society largely frowned upon women in sports. Coachman's win later led to her being the first Black woman to become a Coca-Cola spokesperson, which put her on billboards alongside Jesse Owens. She is in the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame 1996, USA Track and Field Hall of Fame 1975, and the United States Olympic Hall of Fame 2004. Alice Coachman's accomplishment opened doors for future track legends like Flojo, Jackie Joyner Kersee, and Allison Felix. Welcome, Alice Coachman. All right, next up we have Jane Boleyn. Jane Boleyn was born in 1908 until 2007. Jane Boleyn's name is synonymous with first in the legal arena. She's the first Black woman to graduate Yale Law School, join the New York City Bar Association and the New York City Law Department, and become a judge in the United States. Boleyn took office in 1939 on the New York City Domestic Relations Court and remained there for 40 years until her retirement. She worked tirelessly for the rights of children and women as a legal advisor to the National Council of Negro Women. She often spoke about her experiences as the minority throughout her higher education and professional experience. But Boleyn also got to see strides of change throughout her lifetime as she made the impossible a reality for Black women. Welcome, Jane Boleyn. Next up is Laura Bowman. She was born in 1881 until 1957. Laura Bowman, early horror films didn't offer many opportunities for Black characters to exist outside of a racist and problematic white gaze. But Son of Ngagi, which was made in 1940, is a groundbreaking dissension as the first sci-fi horror film with an all-Black cast. Stage and film actress Laura Bowman portrays Dr. Jackson, a scientist who is studying a monster and coming up with a potion to benefit humanity. Bowman's role as an intellect and curious Black woman challenged stereotypes and depicted Blackness in an authentic way. The 2019 documentary Horror Noir, A History of Black Horror, highlighted Dr. Jackson as an important character in Black horror history. Ooh, that's a lot of H's. Outside of this film, Bowman's career includes a string of leading roles in the 1930s and 1940s films, including 10 Minutes to Live and Murder in Harlem. Much of her work is directed by Oscar Micheaux, an extremely successful Black filmmaker. Achievement, The Life of Laura Bowman, further details the entertainer's life up until her death in 1957. Welcome, Laura Bowman. I think it's Bowman. Next up is Dr. Rebecca Lee Crumpler. Dr. Rebecca Lee Crumpler was born in 1831 until 1895. In 1864, Rebecca Lee Crumpler, MD, defied odds by becoming the first Black woman doctor of medicine. To put this in perspective, this is only 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was issued by then President Abraham Lincoln. There were still enslaved people in America, many of whom were subjects of gruesome medical experiments and tests to which they could not consent because they were seen as property. Shortly after the Civil War's end, Crumpler, a freeborn woman, went to Richmond, Virginia to provide medical care for formerly enslaved people. She often faced discrimination from her colleagues and pharmacists, but kept her focus on helping women and children. She later moved back to Boston and treated patients with little focus on their ability to pay. In 2019, Virginia Governor Ralph Northam made March the 30th, which is coming up, Dr. Rebecca Lee Crumpler Day. Welcome, Dr. Rebecca Lee Crumpler. Next up, we have Dr. Gladys West, who was born in 1930, but I am not sure of the end date. The next time you use GPS, make sure you thank Dr. West. The mathematician and Virginia natives' calculations and programming helped to make a geoid, a mathematical model of the Earth's shape, which is the foundation of the GPS. In 1956, she was hired by the Naval Proving Ground, now Naval Surface Warfare Center, to analyze satellite data, doing the calculations by hand until she got into computer programming. She later joined the CSAT project as a project manager, using satellite data to create a detailed model of Earth. This years-long research later led to the development of the GPS. Like Dr. Katherine Johnson, this hidden figure story only came to light in recent years with a 2018 Associated Press profile leading to an induction into the Air Force Space and Missile Pioneers Hall of Fame. Interestingly, Dr. West prefers to use a map and calculate her own way to her destination instead of using a GPS. I believe Dr. West is still with us. Welcome, Dr. Gladys West. Next up, our sixth woman is Diane Durham, 1968 to 2021. Diane Durham paved the way for Dominique Dawes, Gabby Douglas, and Simone Biles as the first Black girl to win a USA Gymnastics National Championship in 1983. She began gymnastics training at age 3, eventually leaving her Indiana home to start training in Houston. After her 1983 win, Durham began to prepare for the 1984 Summer Olympics, but had to pull out due to an injury. Unfortunately, she later learned that she wouldn't have qualified due to missing an important trial competition. Durham left the sport the following year, but her impact still resonates today. Her story made national news with her passing on February the 4th, 2021. Welcome, Diane Durham. Our seventh woman is Evelyn Preer, 1896 to 1932. Many people know about glamorous stars like Eartha Kitt and Dorothy Dandridge, but Evelyn Preer was a star in the Black community decades before their rise to fame. Preer's vaudeville performances led to filmmaker Oscar Micheaux casting her in his first film, The Homesteader, in 1919. The duo would team up for 9 more films, all of which fought against Hollywood's portrayal of Black people. Preer became known as the First Lady of Screen in Black communities as she transitioned from silent films to talking pictures while continuing to act on stage. She appeared in a few Paramount films, including The Framing of the Shrew, and refused to play any role that felt demeaning. Her untimely death at 26 from pneumonia brought thousands of people together to mourn and celebrate her accomplishments. Welcome, Evelyn Preer. Our eighth woman is Sylvia Robinson, born in 1936 until 2011. The first major singles in hip-hop history may be from male artists, but Sylvia Robinson was behind the scenes. The established singer and musician founded Sugar Hill Records alongside her husband in the 1970s. She helped to write and produce the Sugar Hill Gang's Rapper's Delight, which laid a foundation for modern-day rap music. Robinson also lent those same talents to The Message by Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. Sugar Hill Records disbanded in 1985, but Robinson's lasting touch left its mark. All hail the mother of hip hop. Welcome, Sylvia Robinson. Our next woman, number 9, is Misa Hylton. She was born in 1973 and she is still with us. Hip hop's ascent from the streets of Harlem to a dominant genre across the globe is incredible. However, its impact goes beyond music. Rap artist Fashion Game continues to define what's new and next with a brilliant mashup of glam and casual wear. A major force in the cultivation of this fusion is Misa Hylton, a stylist, life coach, and fashion designer. Hylton came to rise during the early 90s after crafting R&B Jodeci's trademark style of combat boots, hoodies, and baggy clothes to capture their soul singing with a dash of street personas. She later made world-stopping looks for Lil' Kim, stretching her designing skills to develop the rapper's trademark style. Her work coincides with hip-hop's rise to dominance, something that certainly isn't coincidental. An artist's look matters, and those who catch eyes often fly high. Hylton's China Doll Enterprises made iconic looks for Aaliyah, Q-Tip, Dru Hill, and Missy Elliott, among others. The mainstream fashion world frequently dismissed her designs, calling them ghetto, until they began to emulate her style. Hylton helped to set the standard for how future rap stars would present themselves to the world, and she's far from being done with recent designs in Beyonce and Jay-Z's Ape Shit video and Western wear for Megan Thee Stallion. She's just as legendary as anyone who steps in front of the mic. Welcome, Misa Hylton. Our 10th woman is Maria Williams. Maria Williams was born in 1866 until 1932. Blackness in cinema has a complex history in America. In film's early years, Black people were either absent altogether or portrayed as harmful stereotypes by white actors in blackface. But Maria P. Williams set a new precedent in 1923 with The Flames of Wrath. The activist and filmmaker was the first Black woman to write, act in, distribute, and produce a film. The Kansas City, Missouri native was also the assistant manager, secretary, and treasurer of the Western Film Producing Company and Booking Exchange. Unfortunately, there's not much more information about her life. However, she set a new standard for who could develop and make films. Welcome, Maria P. Williams. Our 11th woman is Ida Gray Hampton, born in 1867 until 1953. Ida Gray Hampton. Racism and exclusionary practices have created barriers for all Black women, including those who are deaf or hard of hearing. Gallaudet University, the only liberal arts college specifically for deaf and hard of hearing students, was founded back in 1864 with only white deaf men in mind. It would take nearly 100 years for Ida Gray Hampton to be the first Black deaf woman graduate in 1957. Gallaudet did not admit Black deaf students until 1950. Hampton earned a bachelor's degree in education. She went on to teach at the Florida School for the Deaf and Blind before later earning a master's degree in special education. She later worked in the University of North Florida's multi-handicap department, eventually retiring in 1989. Black history is often framed through a very specific Black experience, but Black deaf people's contributions to the culture are just as vital and transformative. Welcome, Ida Gray Hampton. Our 12th woman is Crystal LaBeija, 1930s until 1990s. FX's groundbreaking series Pose is a love letter to the world of 80s and 90s New York City ball culture. During this time, LGBTQ people of color would participate in balls and walk in several categories for trophies, prizes, and a taste of praise and glory. They were celebrations of extreme talent and, as Pose's Blanca puts it, gatherings of people who are not welcome to gather anywhere else. The idea of bars had been around for a while, but forming house collectives came from the House of LaBeija. Its founder and first mother, Crystal LaBeija, often faced discrimination while competing in drag competitions during the 60s and 70s. A specific instance of bias is documented in The Queen, 1968, with LaBeija speaking passionately about her opponent in a recent competition. LaBeija grew tired of this system and worked with another queen, Lottie, to start a ball for Black queens. The event was promoted as the first annual House of LaBeija Ball and set the standard for having houses, a collection of found family who live together and compete in balls as a unit. They were typically comprised of LGBTQ youth who were discarded by family for being their authentic selves, and slightly older house mothers and fathers who took them in. Ball culture continues to influence society with dance styles like voguing and phrases like shade and reading in mainstream media. The House of LaBeija still exists, and Crystal LaBeija is an often quoted legend. Welcome, Crystal LaBeija. Our 13th woman is Nakia Smith, born in 1998, and she is still with us. Nakia Smith is making history right before our eyes on social media. Smith, a Black deaf woman, educates her followers about Black American Sign Language, BASL. She's in the fourth generation of a 5-generation deaf family with grandparents who learned the language out of necessity. Black deaf people created BASL in the 1800s who were not able to go to segregated deaf schools. BASL differs from ASL with other signs for certain words and more use of both hands and vernacular within Black communities. Smith, who also uses ASL, shows people how to sign certain phrases and gives candid advice about respectful interaction with deaf and hard of hearing people. Her videos span far beyond entertainment. It's vital work to preserve a language and to expand everyone's knowledge about Black culture through a modern medium. Welcome, Nakia Smith. Well, hello, D West. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. We're learning about some women that we don't normally learn about. So if you missed it, you just hit the rewind and watch it from the beginning. But thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much. All right. Our 14th woman is Joyce Ardell Jackson, 1947 to 2013. Joyce Ardell Jackson's activism and social work helped craft the blueprint for the Americans with Disabilities Act. Jackson developed rheumatoid arthritis as a child and went through dozens of surgeries in her lifetime. During her employment at the Center for Independent Living, she attended an April 1977 disability rights sit-in at the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare in San Francisco. She was one of the activists who went to Washington, D.C. to meet with the Carter administration to implement Section 504 of the 1973 Rehabilitation Act. This section bans discrimination against people with disabilities and requires agencies and programs that get federal funding to have proper accommodations for all employees. This later led to the Americans with Disabilities Act. Jackson also served on the board of the American Coalition of Citizens with Disabilities and worked as a disability counselor for nonprofit organizations. Of course, this list barely cracks the surface of great Black women who have made and continue to make history. There are so many whose names and stories we may never know. They may not have made local or international news for lofty accomplishments, but these trailblazers are just a sample of the brilliance, creativity, heart, and determination that defines Black womanhood. Welcome, Joyce Ardell Jackson. Our 15th woman is Ketanji Brown Jackson. Ketanji Brown Jackson was born in 1970, and she is still with us. Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson received her commission as a United States Circuit Judge in June of 2021. From 2013 until 2021, she served as the United States District Judge. And until December of 2014, she also served as a vice chair and commissioner on the United States Sentencing Commission. Prior to her 4 years of service on the Sentencing Commission, Judge Jackson worked for 3 years as counsel at Morrison and Foerster LLP, with a practice that focused on criminal and civil appellate litigation in both state and federal courts, as well as cases in the Supreme Court of the United States. Before joining Morrison and Foerster LLP, Judge Jackson served as an assistant federal public defender in the Appeals Division of the Office of the Federal Public Defender in the District of Columbia. Before that appointment, she worked as assistant special counsel at the Sentencing Commission and as an associate with 2 large law firms, one specializing in white-collar criminal defense and the other focusing on the negotiated settlement of mass tort claims. Judge Jackson also served as a law clerk to 3 federal judges: Associate Justice Stephen G. Breyer of the Supreme Court of the United States, Judge Bruce M. Celia of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the First Circuit, and Judge Patty B. Sears of the U.S. District Court for the District of Massachusetts. Judge Jackson is currently a member of the Judicial Conference Committee on Defender Services, as well as the Board of Overseers of Harvard University and the Council of the American Law Institute. She also currently serves on the board of Georgetown Day School and the United States Supreme Court Fellows Commission. Judge Jackson received a J.D. cum laude from Harvard Law School in 1996, where she served as a supervising editor of the Harvard Law Review. She received an A.B. magna cum laude in government from Harvard Radcliffe College in 1992. And President Joe Biden nominated Ketanji Brown Jackson to the Supreme Court, setting in motion a historic confirmation process for the first Black woman to sit on the highest court in the nation. Welcome, Ketanji Brown Jackson. I really hope, I'm really hoping and praying that they don't play no games with this girl, because she deserves this position. All right, our last woman today is A.B. Burns Tucker, also known as I Am Legally Hype. I love her. I don't know if you guys have seen her breakdown of what is happening in Ukraine and all of the things that happen with one of the women or men that were killed by a cop. But she does an awesome code switching breakdown of what's current in the news. So, just a little bit about A.B. Burns Tucker that I could find. And she does have a YouTube page now. I put a link to her YouTube page, and we are going to watch a short video of an interview about what she did and how she went viral for talking about what was happening in Ukraine. So she is a mother, a business owner, a big sister, and among other things, she is also a law student. She decided to go to law school because her baby brother was wrongfully convicted of murder when he was only 15 years old, and he was sentenced to over 50 years to life in prison. It's been very tough for her to deal with this tragedy, but she's managed to push through it, and she's doing a good job with how she's presenting the news to some of us that are a little older, as well as the younger generation. So her channel on YouTube, she says that her channel is all about her journey through law school and eventually freedom for her brother. All right, so I am going to share a video with you guys about her viral TikTok. Let me stop the music. Let me share this screen. Let me turn the volume up and let's listen.
And welcome back to the world tonight. We've been following for you the tension on the world stage between Russia and Ukraine.
Complicated, sometimes hard to follow. But TikTok influencer I Am Legally Hype breaks it down in what may be just the
All right, I'm back. Were you guys able to hear that? I saw that D West asked, is the volume working or is it my phone? Were you able to hear it? Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear it. It's only 2 minutes. I can replay it. Please let me know if you were able to hear it all. If not, I will replay it. I might need to leave my myself on the screen. You couldn't hear it, Kim? Okay. I'm gonna replay it. Let me rewind it. I probably need to leave myself on the screen because I don't have an internal mic. All right, I'm gonna play it again. If it's not working, please let me know in the chat. Okay, I'm gonna play it again.
And welcome back to the World Tonight. We've been following for you the tension on the world stage in Russia and Ukraine.
Complicated, sometimes hard to follow. TikTok influencer, I am legally hyped. Breaks it down.
Okay, before we get to I am legally hyped, put on the screen. Can you guys hear it now? Okay, you can't hear me. What happened? Okay, let me rewind some, y'all. Hold on. Let me go to my phone and see what's going on. Oh, I can hear it on my phone. So I can hear me on my phone. Okay, wait. But you guys can't hear it? So I can hear me on my phone.
World stage between Russia and Ukraine.
It's complicated, sometimes hard to follow. But TikTok influencer, I am legally hyped. Complicated, sometimes hard to follow.
Oh, I can hear it.
TikTok influencer, I am legally hyped.
You guys still can't hear it? Oh, you can hear it now, Kim? Okay. Oh, I can hear it. Okay, wait, girl. Be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet over here. You guys still can't hear it? Oh, you can hear it now, Kim? Okay. Okay, wait. Girl, be quiet. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna leave it just like this. I'm not gonna make it bigger because I want y'all to hear her. Okay, so her name is I Am Legally Hype. She has a YouTube channel and she does this stuff on TikTok. Okay. All right. I did. I just turned my phone down. I had to make sure I was trying to hear. I was having technical difficulty, Foxy. Okay. We got to, okay, wait. First of all, we're going to listen to that. Let me say hello to everybody in the chat. All right. D West, we couldn't hear it. I think I just fixed the volume. We're good. Hey, Foxy, welcome and thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I think we have worked out the technical difficulties. Well, hello, Snuggle668. Thank you for being here. Kim says we're good. Thank you so much, Kim. All right. back to the struggle stream of it all. I'm not going to make this bigger. I don't know what is happening, but let's listen to this news coverage about I Am Legally Hype. She is our last woman for the day.
And welcome back to the World Tonight. We've been following for you the tension on the world stage between Russia and Ukraine.
It's complicated, sometimes hard to follow, but TikTok influencer I Am Legally Hype breaks it down and what may be just the best explainer out there. Take a listen.
Okay, so boom. We was mad at Big T for being cool with Big Bang P, but Big Bang P just linked up with China. And if I'm not mistaken, Big Bang P is one of the richest men in the world, and everybody and their mama owe China some money. So we might have an issue, but this is what happened. Big Bang P was looking at Ukraine, and he like, I like that territory. It's like real close to Russia, and I feel like it belongs to us, so I'm finna come get it. So he didn't move his military close to the border, and he letting them know, like, I'm finna come get it, like. Just letting y'all know, right? And so Ukraine is like, we don't know what he's gonna do. So they got their military out there teaching their citizens how to do Taibo just in case they gotta defend themselves. But some of the citizens, they like, you know what? Big Bang P, he is kind of crazy, but he ain't gonna bust a grape. And if he do bust a grape, guess what? America's gonna come over here and help us. But my whole thing is like, I don't know if y'all forgot what happened in Afghanistan, but we was over there for over 20 years and nobody understood the assignment. So personally, I just would not put all my eggs in the American basket. I done seen the type of people that are American military employed, and no disrespect, but y'all need to go to them continuation schools in the hood and go get you some real shooters. That's all I'm gonna say. But anyway, so Biden done hopped in, right? So Big Daddy Biden, he done hopped into the mix, and he like, look, P, stop playing with me. I know you're trying to be funny because America over here arguing about abortion rights and affirmative action during Black History Month, but I ain't got time for this right now. So if you pull up over there, it's gonna be some smoke, and you're gonna get sanctions. I'm sending you a whole receipt. Like, you're gonna have to pay this bill. And P is like, bruh, let me tell you something. By the look of the inflation in America and y'all homelessness problem y'all got over there, y'all need this money. So go ahead and send me the bill, bruh. I'll pay it in cash. And so at this point, it's out of our hands.
I love her.
Receipts, right? All about the receipts. A.B. Burns Tucker joins us live tomorrow night right here in the World Tonight.
All right, so I just wanted you to see what she does. I feel like she is just absolutely amazing. She really, really bridges the gap of the knowledge that needs to be delivered and just making it edible for all, right? She kind of breaks it down in such a really great way. D West is laughing. Yes, I love her. So I am going to really quickly, let me stop sharing this screen. I'm going to go back to the original screen. I'm going to end this by just kind of going through all of the pictures that we did earlier. If you came in a little bit late, or if you are just watching this on the rewind, all of this information, I read a lot of details about all of these women, but I just want to go over them one last time before we leave up out of here. And I hope you guys enjoy just learning about some women, some Black women during Women's History Month that we don't necessarily get to talk about because they're not those big, super famous women, So I just wanted to bring light and shed light to women who have done really, really amazing things, but they definitely don't get the notoriety that they deserve. So just to summarize, these women are Alice Coachman, Jane Boleyn, Laura Bauman, Dr. Rebecca Lee Crumpler, Dr. Gladys West, Diane Durham, Evelyn Prier, Sylvia Robinson, Misa Hilton, Maria P. Williams, Ida Gray Hampton, Crystal LaBeija, Nakia Smith, Joyce Ardell Jackson, Ketanji Brown Jackson, and last but not least, A.B. Burns Tucker, also known as I Am Legally Hype. Thank you guys for tuning in. I love you, and I hope I see you some more this weekend. If not, I will definitely see you next weekend. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Love you, and peace.